It's the Gear Tester here, and welcome to my initial impressions review of the Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle. I purchased this little revolver over 2 years ago, and I realize there is some irony here that I'm sharing with you 2 years worth of initial impressions, but titling this video this way allows me to have a Range Report 1, a Range Report 2, and then a full-length review on the Ruger LCR that I'll be releasing in the next couple months. I purchased this little pistol over 2 years ago and have really enjoyed using it, and I'm only getting around to doing my initial impressions review here today because I have been lazy. I just needed to produce this video. So I really like the Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle, but the reason I purchased this gun was that over 3.5 years ago I purchased this little revolver. This is a Smith & Wesson model 442 chambered in .38 special. You can even shoot .38 special plus P through this gun. And I started carrying and using this little snub-nosed revolver as a backup firearm. And I found that I really liked its shape, its form factor. I really liked being able to carry it either in my pocket or on my ankle, and I just really fell in love with a really small compact gun that I didn't feel I needed to carry a bunch of magazines for because it was a revolver. And I look at small revolvers like this as a single operating system. It's just me and some bullets. Now sometimes I do carry a quick strip or some kind of way of reloading this gun, but as a general rule I've looked at this little gun, the Smith & Wesson model 442, as a backup handgun. And I've really liked it in that role. It's small, it's lightweight, and it's compact. So when I walked into my local firearms store and saw this gun about 3 years ago, I took notice. I thought to myself, man, I've really enjoyed the 442. What would that little gun be like in my pocket? And I kept watching, and I watched over the next 6 months as a number of people looked at it, but no one purchased it, and they dropped the price. And so I pulled the trigger on this little Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle. Now some people have asked, why would I get the Ruger when there are Smith & Wesson offerings almost identical to this one chambered in .22 long rifle? And there are two reasons for that. The first was price. This was within my price range and it was available. The second is the fact that this cylinder on the Ruger LCR is stainless steel. And I prefer the stainless steel cylinder over the non-steel cylinder that's in the Smith & Wesson offerings currently of their snub-nosed revolvers. You'll also notice that both these revolvers don't have hammers, and I prefer that actually. I prefer it in terms of pocket carry. The hammer isn't there to snag and get caught as I try to draw the gun out of my pocket, and it just simplifies things. Both these guns have long double-action trigger pulls, and the double-action trigger pull on the Ruger LCR was kind of surprising to me. It's a very stiff trigger pull. It's very hard to stage. You basically have to build up your pressure and then boom, discharge a gun. Build up the pressure, discharge a gun. One thing that I've noticed over the last 2 years of shooting this gun is that because I've learned to stage these Smith & Wesson double-action triggers, pull, pull, pull. Okay, so I can pull it and hit this little break there, a little pause, and then really be precise with it. I cannot do that with the Ruger LCR, particularly the .22 long rifle version. I either pull and then boom, the gun goes off. I really can't find that middle place very easily where I can take up some of the slack of the trigger. It's basically all or nothing, and I actually find that that is not a bad thing, but actually a good thing. I'm able to really get good hits on target. I'm actually surprised at how quickly I can shoot this little gun. Because it's chambered in .22 long rifle, there is a very minimal felt recoil in this gun. So you can just shoot, 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 shoot. Of course, you're going to have to reload at some point then, but I'm really impressed with how quickly and accurately I can shoot this little gun. I really like the white stripe here on the front sight. So you can see that that's very visible. Okay, very, very, very visible, and I like that. It makes the gun more shootable. On the Smith & Wesson, we don't have that. We just have a black front sight, and you can shoot this gun well, but it's a lot harder to see that front sight under stress than it is on the Ruger LCR. So I actually prefer the Ruger LCR sighting system. I purchased this little gun because it was compact and lightweight. It mimicked the 442 in many ways. I purchased it because it was affordable, available, and it had a stainless steel cylinder. I also purchased this gun because I wanted to test this little gun out and see if it was a good option for a handgun for people that are sensitive to recoil or who just are not up to learning or applying themselves to learn how to run a modern semi-automatic handgun. They've avoided center fire caliber handguns because there's just too much recoil, and they're not really interested in committing the time and attention to learning how to reliably run a semi-automatic handgun. So I was hoping that this little revolver, with its simplicity of just popping the cylinder out, putting bullets in, and closing it, as well as its minimal recoil, would increase my friends and family members' willingness to shoot handguns, to learn how to shoot them well, and to maybe even consider concealed carry. And so, although this is not the most optimal concealed carry handgun, a little Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle loaded with CCI hollow point ammunition is a lot better than nothing. In my first range report on this gun that will be out soon, I discuss whether or not I was able to use this gun to help convert friends and family members, people I love and care about, to shooting handguns more effectively, being more interested in handguns, and even maybe getting them involved in concealed carry. Now you may think, hey, this is a horrible option. .22 long rifle is absolutely a horrible option for self-defense. Well, it's not the optimal caliber for self-defense, but if I have to choose between not having a gun and having a little compact gun like this is actually a pretty good option. It's reliable. I have, I don't know how many thousands of rounds through this gun, and it's been really super reliable. Has it had a couple little problems? Yeah, but nothing that I couldn't work through, and nothing that stands out in my mind, and I'm pretty sensitive to failures with firearms. You can get these little quick strips, which are just a little polymer strip that's got these little cuts in it to accept .22 long rifle rounds. And if you need to reload, break it open. Okay, get the rounds out, and then you can just reload 2 rounds at a time. Sometimes you lose a round like that. These strips actually hold 10 rounds, so it's okay if you lose 1 or 2 rounds in the reloading process. Okay, drop it, close the cylinder, and you're good to go. So I actually feel very positively about the Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave those in the comment section of this video. If you've enjoyed this video about the Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle, it's likely you'd like my videos on the Smith & Wesson Model 63. The Model 63 is a stainless steel revolver, a stainless steel J-frame from Smith & Wesson that's also chambered in .22 long rifle. I produced a number of videos 5 or 6 years ago on the Smith & Wesson Model 63, so you could go back and watch those videos and see if my quality has improved, or maybe I've even gotten worse. Producing quality video reviews can be a struggle. Maybe you're not interested in revolvers right now. Maybe you're interested in high-quality .22 caliber semi-automatic handguns. If that's the case, I would recommend to you the Smith & Wesson M&P .22 compact semi-automatic handgun. I've owned it and shot it for a number of years and really appreciate how lightweight, compact, and easy it is to use. So if you're looking for a good quality semi-automatic handgun in .22 long rifle, I would encourage you to look at the M&P .22 compact. I have really enjoyed using the Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle. It's been an excellent gun over the last 2 years. Thank you for allowing me to share with you 2 years of initial impressions. I look forward to producing Range Report 1, Range Report 2, and Range Report 3 on this excellent little gun, as well as a full-length review sometime in the next couple months. If you like this video, I would encourage you to support our sponsors, affiliates, and friends. Companies like Firebox Stoves, Excess Sights, Valley Food Storage, and Occam Defense Solutions. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. My YouTube channel is exploding. I'm getting more and more new subscribers and more views every day, and I just want to thank you, my valued viewers and subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's my goal here at the TheGearTester YouTube channel to produce quality video reviews on the topics of shooting, camping, and survival gear, and I hope that that's what I did in this video. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. This is the Gear Tester, signing off.